lot of offerings to Mahadeva. Everyone looks at Shiva from their own standpoint. Right now, the most popular, thanks to Jagi Vasudev, is Adi Yogi. But Adi Yogi is only one manifestation, one aspect. Because as Ishvara, he is supposed to be the source of all knowledge. Therefore, if he is the source of all knowledge, then all knowledge belongs to him. Then there's also another interesting story. Narada was going to Kailasa to meet Lord Shiva. And he found a lot of injured people lying on the road. So he stopped and said, "Who are you all? What happened to you?" He says, "We are all the forms of the ragas that you sang wrongly, and that wrong singing injured us." He says, "I'm so sorry. Something like this happened. What can I do to make it all right?" He says, "Get Shiva to sing all the ragas, and we will be healed." So he goes and tells the story to Lord Shiva. And it is said that Lord Shiva sang all the ragas, and all the ragas were healed. So the musicians claim him. Yogis claim him. Then dancers, of course, claim him. Natarajaha. Though Nata is not really dance, as I said in a previous Shivaratri thing, Natyam is dance. But Natyam is a derivative from Nata. So dancers claim him. Martial artists, of course, claim him. Though if you go to a traditional South Indian Kalari place of martial arts, you will find it is Parashurama that is worshipped. But Parashurama was Shiva's student. Nowadays is known as Kalari. The older form was Vadramushti. So naturally the martial arts claim him. Dancers claim him. Yogis claim him. Devotees, of course, claim him. Even Asuras claim him. Asuras don't worship Vishnu, they only worship Shiva. So who does not claim? And if you look at the 108 names, you will get 108 facets of Shiva. If you go into Shiva Sahasranama, you'll get 1,000 facets of Shiva. There's an interesting story about that as well. Bhishma, lying on the bed of arrows, waiting for his death. When, under Krishna's advice, Yudhishthira and all the Pandavas go to meet him because he's an ocean of wisdom. So, as part of the dialogue, Yudhishthira asks him to reveal the Vishnu Sahasranama, which he happily does. Then Yudhishthira says, "Please give me the Shiva Sahasranama as well." And Bhishma says, "No one can reveal the Shiva Sahasranama other than Krishna himself." So the first time Shiva Sahasranama was revealed was by Sri Krishna himself. So 1,000 names, 1,000 facets. All of them are Shiva. And Shiva is more than all of them. And that is important to understand. Each word, each facet is how you are trying to seek and understand Shiva, how you are bringing Shiva into your life. As students of Vedanta, of course we claim Shiva. Sadashiva Samarambham Shankaracharya Madhyama. Asmad Acharya Paryantam Vande Guru Paramparami. So, of course, Shiva is claimed. And probably there, your understanding of Shiva becomes more complete. Minimum understanding of Shiva will have to be as Ishvara, Abhinna Nimitta Upadana Karanam, given a form. In fact, in olden India, in the Vedic times, there were no temples, there was no form of Ishvara. We used to invoke Ishvara in natural forms. Suryaha, Somaha, Agnihi. There was no temple, no form. The first temple started coming around Mahabharata time, and it was found that people needed something more concrete. Kali Yuga is going to start. People couldn't relate to the abstract form. So the first form that came up was the linga. Lingate aneneti. By this, something has to be understood. What is to be understood? Ishvara, which is the consciousness, and Maya Shakti. So the linga represented the male aspect of it. The Pita represented Parvati. There is no other form. All other forms came later after Vyasa wrote the 18 Puranas. Vyasa and his students, all of them are not written by Vyasa. So as you see, minimum understanding of Shiva has to be as Parameshwara, Abhinna Nimitta Upadana Karanam. All of you are students of Vedanta, so you understand that. The non-dual, material, and efficient cause of the whole universe. So the whole universe becomes a manifestation of Shiva. Some idiotic spiritual guru said, God is a construct, pretty girls are real. It's the other way around. All names and forms are construct. God is only reality. God is not a construct. Your idea of God may be a construct. But God is not a construct. God is the only reality that is there. And that is what Shiva is about. And you'll never understand Shiva completely unless you understand him as pure consciousness, non-different from you. All this we elaborately explained in our classes. So, Isha Darshanam, Atma Rupataha, cannot be otherwise. So, Shivaratri is a sadhana part. More than the learning part, it's the sadhana part to get your mind ready, to contemplate on different aspects of Shiva that you can relate to. Okay. Because it's difficult for one person to relate to every aspect. Therefore, you develop your bhakti by relating to one aspect of Shiva. And more important than having the bhakti in your puja room, you need to extend this bhakti into your day-to-day life. When you do that, to a karma yogi is the most natural thing. Ishwararpanam and prasada buddhi is the most natural thing. Once that happens, antakarna shuddhi takes place. Then the teaching flows through. You not only understand it, it becomes a part of your life, your day-to-day life. You're never away from the knowledge. Then you'll find you're never away from Shiva. The sadhana, we can do a lot of things, and we need to do some sadhana in our life. The sadhana is to cultivate bhakti. Why? Because what is Ishwararpanam and Prasada Buddhi? Offering all your actions to the Lord and accepting everything as prasada. That to have that buddhi in life, you need a lot of bhakti. It's easy to go to a temple and offer worship and say, "Oh, prasad, acha hai, laddu mil gaya." That's easy. Any idiot can do that. But that is where you cultivate this attitude of bhakti. Because sometimes our understanding is there, but there's no emotional response. There need to be an emotional response to my understanding. That emotional response, when you understand Ishvara, whatever level you understand it in the beginning, that emotional response is what we call bhakti. So sometimes that emotional response is not there. If the emotional response is there, fine, you're great, good. If it is not there, you need acts of devotion, acts associated with devotion to invoke the devotion out of you, to invoke that emotion out of you. Because without that emotion, Ishvara Arpanam and Prasada Buddhi are mere verbal terms. They are not fact of your life. So you do this, make it a fact of your life until you understand that the Shiva that you worship and you are one and the same. So on this auspicious occasion of Shivaratri, I invoke Shiva's grace so that all of us who are walking the Moksha Marga can get it in this lifetime itself. Om Tat Sat.